In today's episode of Home Together, Lina Ng shares with Hossan Leong how she turns telecommuting into an advantage for her and why singer-songwriter JJ Neal has no time. Hi, I'm Hossan Leong. Welcome to another episode of Home Together. The concept of home has changed drastically, with telecommuting being the modus operandi for so many of us. But you know, there's so many pros and cons with this new normal. But you must remember that segregation and minimizing physical contact with and within a large group of people will help stop the spread of COVID-19. My next guest has made telecommuting a way of life and it's worked for her. Now, she has used her acting chops on Channel 5's Tito Tao as well as Lion Mums. Together with me, Lina Ng.
Hello! Good to see you again.
Yeah, right? You know, we both started in the acting industry at the same time.
Really?
Same year, 1993.
Oh!
You joined Star Search then.
Right.
And I had my first professional play, so
Okay.
it was quite amazing that we are now, years
Back
later,
again.
on the couch chatting.
The world is small. We will meet.
So it's wonderful to see you looking well and
Thank you for having me
and
yourself.
being well, yeah. So in the midst of all this that's happening in Singapore, COVID-19 and all that, how are you coping? You okay?
I'm really quite fine. I have been a stay-home mom for a couple of years, so staying at home.
staying home is normal.
Yeah, staying home is normal. Doing all these chores are normal. Just having more people at home is not that normal.
Well,
though.
because all your kids are now at home, right? And
Yeah,
your
they're doing-
husband as well.
Yeah, home-based learning and then doing work at home.
Yeah, so you call it HBL and WFH.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still can't get the short.
I know,
yeah,
don't worry,
short
neither
form,
can
yeah.
I. But yeah, you recently did Tito Tao and you played Joel Chu's mother in Tito Tao,
Yes.
right?
Ma, what's wrong?
Today very sway. I tell you, you better control your wife.
I just want to ask you, so what is your relationship with your mother-in-law?
Oh, okay. Actually, my mother-in-law is a really, really excellent woman. I actually initiated to have a talk with her.
Oh.
That was during our first 3 months when I got married to my husband and we have to stay with her. So I told her that I need to talk to her just to let her know me better so that she don't have certain expectation or requirement, at the
Yeah.
wrong time, then we will kind of get a little
like
bit
clash.
tension. So she was really quite offended.
Oh, wow.
When I spoke to her, she felt that I wasn't showing her enough respect by being too frank. I've been known to be very frank, so
Yeah,
I don't reserve when I pour
Yeah.
my feelings out. But after a few months, when she really get to see I walk the talk,
Yeah.
then she understand that I meant well.
Okay.
So since then we are on very good terms.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
But then let's say that now in this situation, everyone has to stay home.
Right.
Would you be able to stay at home with your mother-in-law now? Like,
Well, we haven't been staying together
Yeah.
for a while, so I would rather not, be too daring to say that we will be happily staying together. But I said I would survive.
right. We love it when we go back to our parents' house, but now because of the circuit breaker, it's been really hard actually. How do you handle it with your extended family in this situation?
My mom and dad, they are not staying with me, but they are staying very near me.
Oh, okay.
It's not too convenient for them to always go out to get stuff, being of that age. So sometimes I'll get them all the necessities,
Okay.
whether it's vegetables, meat, or even their packed meals, just hanging on the
Yeah.
on the door,
On the
and
door.
then ding dong, and then you just
Run
go
away.
off. Yeah. Sometimes I cook
Okay.
because you always pack food outside. It's not
Yeah.
that healthy as well. So I do some home cooked food, and then I'll pack it for my mother-in-law. And
So
we
to
do
speak.
what I call video call.
Wow, really?
So
Huh?
that they get to see us and they get to talk to us. She's living alone now
Okay.
because my father-in-law just passed away
Okay.
2 months ago. So we don't want her to feel too left out and
Yeah.
lonely back at home.
Speaking of your family, you have 3 boys. How old are they?
I have a 16, 14, 9,
And
and
then,
the eldest
and
one,
the eldest boy, your husband.
turning 50 soon. Yes, like you.
Hey, 50? Who's 50? Anyhow. But it's funny though, because now with all this home-based learning, 3 boys,
Yes.
your husband work from home, everybody's on a computer. How is the technology helping? It's okay, right? Everyone's got their own laptop and stuff and working.
I mean, I have to say that we are kind of blessed that the older children, they have their own laptop.
Okay.
Okay, my husband has his from his work, and I have mine that I can let my youngest use. What I insisted that we need to have is a routine.
Yes.
So yeah, a routine, a must to follow, so that we don't step, into each other's space and also stuff. So in the morning, they'll all wake up at 8 o'clock, eat their breakfast, and then they go to their own rooms and space to do work and learning. And I can do my home chores.
Because I was going to ask you, because I mean, some of us don't have the luxury of their own rooms.
Correct,
so,
I understand. If I have a smaller space, I used to have, because we were living in a 2-bedroom apartment before we moved into this bigger space, and that was during my son's year when he has to do his PSLE.
Oh.
So the one who with important meetings or important study will go to the room,
Right.
and the rest will share the living room. So we have a way to split them up this way, or maybe if you really need a quieter space, you can go to the kitchen, and I'll just excuse myself from all this household chores until the later part of the day. So I think somehow you still can be worked up for a good 3 hours, I think.
Okay, you did Lion Moms.
What is this? Who are you? Skipping classes, failing assignments, and now smoking? Why are you so determined to destroy everything you worked so hard for?
Are you a Lion Mom?
I would say I am to a certain extent. If they make a mistake and if you just tell them and you give chances and they don't learn from it, then the rod will have to come out.
Also, you do rotan.
I do punish them with the rotan, yes. But I did tell myself that when they cross over to secondary school, I would want to negotiate and talk to them.
Okay,
And
so
the
reasoning.
punishment stops at 12 years old, P6.
Oh, okay. Because nowadays, right, I mean, it's all up in the air. Do you beat? Do you scold? Do you pinch? How do you discipline children? Because I mean, sorry, but back in our day, no chance.
Yeah, my goodness, we
no
have all
chance.
sort of things.
Our mothers used to do the look, right? You go out, you're naughty, the mother will give the look. One time, you go home, that's it. Right? If you misbehave outside.
I know, and we don't do that, a quiet corner, sit down and reflecting. No, we go straight to that punishment.
And we turned out okay.
Yeah,
right?
and we are the best children you can. It helps.
Yeah, but I guess different strokes for different folks, so to speak, right? How you discipline your kids.
Right.
What is your positive takeaway from this whole COVID-19 situation?
I think that it is really a good time that we kind of really pause and think of what is your priorities in life, what you really enjoy and happy about. Because there's a lot of people that come our way and always tell us to do that, but we either brush it away or we think and it's not deep enough because we're always busy with our work and our day-to-day chores, right? So this is a time that you really are helpless because not just individually, but the nation and the whole world, we actually have to pause.
Yeah.
And so for some, it is really a time that they start to think about, is it a good time that they get to know their family better, to spend more time with their family, to love them, to mend a broken relationship, right? There are some who take the opportunity to get to spend more time with their parents, with the elderly, because you never know when will be the last time you see them.
Yeah.
And if it is, you have a good relationship with your parents, if they go, you don't live in regrets. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And there's another group of people that I realized that they are not happy, they're always angry because they have unforgiveness in their heart, they're very bitter. So sometimes when crises like this happen, you start to think about, why are you so unhappy? You have been living your life in waste. So forgive and forget. And I really think that it is a good time that we start to think about what is the thing that is precious to you and do it and be happy so that you live your life to the fullest and with no regrets.
Yeah, wise words from Lina Ng. Thank you so much for being here. And we will see you after the break.
没时间，相信你会为我改变。想要分开，又不敢离开，这不是那所谓的爱。We'll never stray too far from home. We'll never stray too far from home.
You would have seen her in the music video The Light, together with Desmond Tan and Felicia Chin. Did you know she also co-wrote that song? And with me to tell you more about this is JJ Neal. Hi!
Hello!
How are you?
I'm
Thanks
good.
for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So you co-wrote the song The Light together with Gerald Huang, right?
Yeah.
Keep your head up high, sing your battle cry. So come on, just let go.
So how long did it take for you to write that song?
I would say about 3 days in total. It was just at the beginning
Right.
of this whole virus situation. So as content creators, we kind of came together and we're friends, right? So we were like,
Yeah.
hey, why not? Let's just write a song about it. And then we
Okay.
got other colleagues on board. And
Yeah. And I guess that song would have really encouraged a lot of people who have seen the video, heard the lyrics, the music, and I think give them a little bit of hope to head towards the light. Get it? Get the light?
I see what you did.
Yeah, I thought inspiration will turn on like
Yeah.
ding like that.
Yes.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
You're a singer-songwriter, but you did not have formal music training.
Not at all.
So, would you play any instruments?
Self-taught piano and guitar, but just for composition purposes.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just born out of interest.
That's
since I was a kid.
wonderful. Well, I really hope that you carry on with this because you're so talented with the music, right? Like, okay, like when I started, right, it's play by ear, like ding, ding, the ear started to
That's
hurt.
what I did. Okay, I did a different playing by ear.
Okay, good. I think yours work better than my play by ear. Now, what's next for you?
Well, I have more time to stay at home now, so I've been writing more music, original, delving into more English music as well. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Now that so much time, everyone's at home, what else do you do besides write music?
Truth be told, the first 2 days I stayed at home, it was just watching movies.
Right.
Then I started to pick up on my reading again.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, reading things that I don't usually read because I don't like romance books.
Right.
But I was like, you know, I have time. Let me try it out.
What do you and your friends feel about having to stay home?
It's an adjustment, definitely. But I think most of us are doing okay because with technology these days, we can always keep in touch.
Exactly.
And it helps us manage our anxiety because when you know you're home, you don't really have to be anxious about yourself or your loved ones being endangered. And yeah, I think it's very important because staying home is literally the easiest thing to do to fight this.
Exactly.
So,
Staying home will break the chain of transmission and
Yes.
that will inevitably will stop COVID-19 from spreading.
Yes.
So, well done.
yeah.
So you're gonna sing this song. Tell us more about it.
I just released my first Mandarin single on Valentine's Day this
Okay.
year. It's about really just embracing your time for yourself. So yeah, it's a simple message.
Wonderful. So there you have it. JJ Neal to sing us 没时间.
radio 播放着我们的情歌，我承认有点不舍你的暖话，在夜未眠期待着重新启程。我不想为谁而哭泣，不管今夜有多孤寂。该下过去才可以飞行，感受爱情谁都可以，但我还是捉摸不定。一场游戏没有规矩，我怎么前进？没时间想象爱情奇迹出现，没时间相信你会为我改变。你想要分开，又不敢离开，这不是那所谓的爱。没时间，没时间，爱里成了信仰，做什么都不疯狂，不知不觉我忘了呼吸。今夜就我和我自己，亲爱的我不太在意。Oh yeah， 不想再逃避，没时间想象爱情奇迹出现，没时间相信你会为我改变。你想要分开，又不敢离开，这不是那所谓的爱。没时间，哦，没时间。Waste of time, oh, 我只想要你坦白 Waste your time, 情谁都可以，我却还是捉摸不定。没时间，相信爱情奇迹出现。没时间，相信你会为我改变。你想要分开，又不敢离开，这不是那所谓的爱。没时间，没时间。I don't wanna waste your time， 我只想要你坦白。No, I don't wanna waste your time， 放得下也算是 Waste no time on me, boy。
We must and we can do our part in arresting COVID-19. We can do our part by staying home because that's the least and the best thing we can do right now. So stay home, stay safe, and stay positive.
We'll never stray too far from home. We'll never stray too far from home.
It's heartwarming to know that under the Community Development Council, or CDC, Student Meals Scheme, about 12,000 students from low-income families need not go hungry as they received financial assistance to buy food during this circuit breaker period. Speaking of food, it's now time to go to celebrity chef Angela May, who will delight us with a brand new dish for you. Angela, all yours.
Hi everyone at home, I am Chef Angela May and I hope you are safe and healthy. Now in this segment, since it's lunchtime, we are gonna go deep into your pantries. We're gonna look and explore the things that you normally would have laying about in your pantry and in your fridge, and then try and make something that's absolutely phenomenal. So for me today, I've made a soy marinated chicken, and to accompany it, I have a bit of a ratatouille and some freshly made quinoa. Let's go through some of the ingredients first. We have here a dark, thick soy sauce. This is just a little splash of honey. Of course, some garlic, because everybody has garlic in their home. I'm using a touch of orange juice for some sweetness and some acidity. And this is some light soy and a little bit of apple cider vinegar, together with a chicken leg and thigh that has bone in. And this is just a little bit of tricolor quinoa. You could replace this with anything else that you have in your pantry, including just rice or even some barley. And then this is stewed vegetables. So I made a bit of a ratatouille here that has carrots and capsicum and zucchini and some stewed tomatoes with a bunch of dried herbs, but you could stew any type of vegetable. Just look through your refrigerator, make sure nothing goes to waste and that you use everything, and don't be scared to try and cook something. So first out, what we're gonna do is start putting together our marinade. We're gonna wanna marinate the chicken for about 8 hours. So you should plan in advance for something like this and really dig into your fridge to look for fun things to use. But you could put this together when you wake up in the morning and then forget about it as you go about your work from home today. And then for dinner, then you can bring it back out and cook it again. So in no particular order, put everything together. In this amount of marinade, you're looking at, you could probably feed an entire family of 4 or 6. Just start layering in all of your flavors. The honey is in this to give like this really nice dark caramelization on the chicken when you pull it out. It's one of those showstoppers that's just so brown and so crisp. Okay, just give it a bit of a stir. Absolutely zero fuss for this. And this is just a leg and a thigh, but you can use any chicken that you happen to have in your kitchen. It's fun to experiment. It's a really, really nice and forgiving sauce. I'm just going to make sure it's getting marinade on all sides. And then I would go ahead and wrap this with cling film, put it in the fridge, and then forget about it for 8 hours. So I've pre-marinated enough chicken for myself today, and I'm going to cook one in the oven and one in the air fryer just because I actually can. But there's also a time difference to how long it takes to cook each one of these in the oven or in the air fryer. So I'm going to turn my air fryer on to 185. Go ahead, put it in on the grill pan and then just forget about it for 35 minutes. Now the oven will take slightly longer because it doesn't have so much air circulating around it. So I have my oven set to 180, and then this chicken is gonna go in there for about 45 minutes. If you were cooking more chicken than that, just make sure that they're evenly spaced apart, and it should be around the same amount of time. If you're only doing legs, then you can probably decrease your time for about 5 minutes or so they could go in for 40 minutes. Okay, so I've been fortunate enough to go ahead and pre-make a couple of chickens, and you can see, because of the little bit of honey in them as well, how beautifully caramelized this sauce makes these chickens. It's so gorgeous. So now I'm just gonna put a bed of quinoa down on this plate. This beautiful tricolor quinoa looks so healthy and so great. And then we have all of these beautiful different colored vegetables as well. Just gonna put it around chicken, and you can just see all of these different colors, all the different nutrients that are available in all these colors, keeping everyone healthy and safe. And look at this beautiful sticky glaze on this chicken. The caramelization is just so intense. That's beautiful. I cannot wait to get stuck into this. Just a little bit of the chicken together with these beautiful vegetables and the quinoa. The flavor is so rich and so intense, and then quite bright still because of the vinegar, and then nice and refreshing because of the orange juice in there. So there's a sweetness and a caramelization on the chicken that wouldn't have been achievable if you didn't have just a little bit of those natural sugars in it. I really encourage each and every one of you at home to go ahead and look inside your pantries and start experimenting and playing around in there and coming up with your own recipes.
I shall try cooking that dish on my own because it looks simple enough. Now that hawker centers, coffee shops, food courts only allow takeaway and deliveries, you can do your part by bringing your own containers when you buy food from the stalls. Then the stall holders don't have to worry about supply of their plastic containers running out too quickly. And yes, please keep that 1 meter separation from any person when you are at these places. I'm Hosein Leong. Catch me in the next episode of Home Together.
'Cause home is never far.